Oh, right. Stark is in this show. Man, I forgot. Did you know this is a fun Frieren fact for you that you might not have known? You might not realize this is like obscure Frieren lore facts that only the truly dedicated Frieren fans know. There's actually a secret character in the show whose name is Stark, and they pronounce it like Stark. And he's actually in the background of some of the shots in the show. Like if you look at the show and then some of the shots, he's like in the background and you can like spot him. It's like an Easter egg that there's a character called Stark in the show. He exists. It's true. Anyway, welcome to a Frieren watch along. We're almost there. Episode 27. There's one more to go after this, and I am excited to see what happens, especially to this exciting new character, Stark, who we've never seen in the show before. Oh, no, wait, that's not him. There he is. That's Stark. I'm pretty sure that's Stark. I've seen some pictures on a wiki somewhere. That probably is what he looks like. I'm reasonably sure that's him. Excited to see what happens. So, watch along format. Inconvenient for you, convenient for me, therefore we're doing it. Imagine we're sitting on the couch next to each other. We each have our own laptop with our own headphones watching the same episode of Frieren at the same time. Sometimes I get really yappy and I decide that I need to annoy you about it. So I say, hey, stop. I need to tell you something. 3, 2, 1, and then we both pause at the same time. And then I do my yapping and I talk about whatever I need to talk about. And then I say, okay, I'm done talking now. And then I say 3, 2, 1, and then we press go at the same time, and then we keep watching the episode. And that way, we stay in sync. You will see subtitles here on screen at the bottom of the screen, and there's a time code in the top left to help you navigate so that you can keep up with where the hell I am and what I am doing. That's the way this works. Is it inconvenient? Yes, but it's convenient for me, and this is my low-effort channel, if you can believe it. Like, everything here screams high production values, doesn't it? So that's the way I'm doing it. We're almost done watching Frieren, and I want to see what happens next. So let's just get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Also, it's very funny that the old man is there again. Oh, every day, huh? That's adorable. She lost her staff. Oh. Fern, are you really going to take it out on Stark? It is interesting the way that Stark actually acts in many ways as like an emotional outlet for Fern. Which is not fair to Stark, I will say. Like, it's something Fern should really work on. Dealing with her emotions in a slightly healthier way. But it is interesting that Stark especially seems like his presence and his goofiness seems to sort of give her permission to be childish, right? Whereas the relationship she has with Frieren is a little bit like there's a little bit of sort of a toxic codependency in it, where Frieren is sort of a combination mother and sister and best friend, right? But also Fern is often put in the position of being the caretaker of Frieren, right? Like of making sure she gets up and like she keeps to a schedule and that she like doesn't get stuck in one place and that she like takes care of the things that she needs to. There is this dependence between them that in reality would not make for a particularly healthy relationship, but as a component of narrative is very interesting. What the hell are you arguing over? Oh, the staff is going to be important, huh? Oh, this is good. Yeah, transitions. Impermanence. Grief. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1, pause. Remember the thing I was talking about in the last episode with the staff breaking and whether or not maybe that was sort of a signifier that Fern has to undergo some sort of transition as a person into like a new stage of her life? Yeah. Yeah. She has to sort of like this is her having to like, again, the theme of the show being impermanence, right? Like that, like, yeah, shit is gonna break. You're gonna lose people, right? It's nothing is forever. Nothing. Even these treasured memories, like these precious heirlooms, right? These things that are so meaningful and important. They all tarnish, right? Like all of the statues of the heroes party, right? Like the people who defeated the Demon King, well, I mean, they're tarnishing already, right? Like they're falling into disrepair. They're gonna be gone. All the memories are gonna be gone. Eisen's gonna die. Hyder's gone. It all gets taken by the sands at times. So now Fern is having to deal with that for, like, not for the first time in her life, but she's having to deal with it, right? Like, she already lost Hyder. But now she's lost, like, this object which served as a memory of him, right? Like, that she carried sort of in dedication to him, which felt like carrying a bit of his presence with her, I suspect. And that feels like that triggers the grief all over again, right? Like, this happens, right? Like it's something that happens, like people when if there's a house fire and you lose all of the photographs of like your grandparents or something like that. Like it's the same kind of thing, right? It's like experiencing the loss all over again. It's like the person becomes even more distant from you. Like they fade even more into the forever of oblivion, right? Like they vanish from the world a little bit more, and that's painful. That hurts. And that's like Frieren is absolutely correct that Fern should get a new staff because you kind of gotta right, like you cannot live your life holding on to the past forever. You have to carry it with you, right? So Frieren is probably correct in saying you need a new staff because this one can't be fixed, and sometimes things can't be fixed. Sometimes you have to go on and take the damage with you, right? But I wonder how she phrased it. I wonder how insensitive she was about it. Probably a lot, because it's Frieren, but we'll see. Also, Fern, of course, is being childish, right? And that's not a criticism. That's not a criticism at all. She's being childish, right? Because she's still a child. We saw that also previously, like the scene when she was having the cold, or whatever the hell that disease was, and Frieren was sitting with her and holding her hand, and she got annoyed at being treated like a child. Well, now Frieren is treating you like an adult, Fern, by telling you, yeah, like that sucks. You lost something precious. It's time to move on from it. That's treating you like an adult, and that's not fun either. But again, given that it's Frieren, I don't know that she was particularly tactful about it. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. She wants a hug. Oh, lovely book animation. Yeah, donuts. Ooh, lovely writing animation. He also gave up because she was there. 3, 2, 1, pause. I do want to emphasize that like he took out his bottle and threw it because Lawine was there. Because her life was in danger and he couldn't protect her. Like that's fully my read of the character is that he goes about his life like that seems to be certainly what they're going for. He goes about his life projecting this aura of like heartlessness and coldness and pragmatic like um but the reality is like much in the same way as Landa, right? Like they can't help but have human hearts beating underneath it all. Um Lawine was severely injured. He couldn't protect her, so he told her, use your fucking bottle, right? And I'll use mine too. To make sure that she would fucking do it. Like, that's 100% my read of that scene. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. See, you are friends. Ah, male friendship. Oh, that was masterful, Frieren. If you can't do it, there's so much more of a heart burning underneath that little. Okay, so she is going to get the staff back. Interesting. Okay, back to that theme of memories. Yeah. Oh, eating her feelings. I've been there, girl. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Good. Three, two, one. Pause. First of all, the fucking lighting direction, right? Like the blue cold color of night and then like that warm orange glow outside of the shop, and it's just fucking the vibes in this fucking show. And again, the backgrounds, because it's like, here's another lovely little miniature thing. You see how the backgrounds move? There's a little bit of parallax, right? Relative, because as we're progressing down like this backwards tracking shot, the backgrounds sort of converge towards the vanishing point, because like they're working with like these many multiple different layers, right? Like that they're sort of sliding around to sort of create the emulation of that effect. It's, again, for a shot like this, you could easily get away with just having this be a regular flat 2D background and then zooming out of it, which is what most anime do. But just that little bit of extra effort. Look how much more depth you get in the image from that little bit of extra effort. How much more it feels like a three-dimensional space moving. You can see this effect, by the way. Like the shot, the things that come to mind immediately to me are things like Hunchback of Notre Dame. I believe Disney uses it, like that same effect of like these flat paintings being moved on a background. I think Hunchback has them. They exist in lots of different animation. Like I think Vampire Hunter D has some lovely shots of streets that are achieved in the same way. The more recent of the movies. So that's lovely. The other bit, the other bit. So this is not like Sakuga in the traditional sense, right? This is not Sakuga in the sense of like the fight scenes in the tomb. But the way they handle Fern's movement here. Animators are actors, fundamentally, right? That's normal actors use their bodies, their faces, their voices, right? Like that's what they use to act with. Animators are more like puppeteers, right? Except their puppets are drawings, right? Animators express feeling, emotion, performance through the movement of these lines across pages. It's not a huge thing. But I think this performance is kind of moving. Like, it's not innovative, revolutionary, whatever. It's just... it's just well acted. Again, the little parallax thing, you see it? How the front window... Anyway, well, right, back to the thing, like, that thing about carrying memories, putting away childish things, right? I like that the show went the other direction from me. I personally had a sort of, like, I had a thing of, like, as a character designer, I was like, I want to see the new staff. I wanted to get a new staff. I want the new staff to express something about the character. I wanted to tell us something about who she is and where she's going and, like, how she's feeling. Like, I want to see, I want to see the new staff as part of the character design. And by the way, the fucking repair animation too. I should really not neglect. I just love that Frieren so perfectly pushed his fucking button. Like, oh, I mean, if you can't do it, if you're not skilled enough. And you can see it on his face, right? Huh? Well, if you can't do it, then never mind. And then just like, what did she just say? Like, I'm disengaged. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Well, that staff is broken. That's never going to be fixed again. So, you know, like, wait, what? Like, that little, like... But anyway, the repair animation. Just, again, props to the lighting artists and the effects artists on this. Like, look at that little... look at that beautiful little green line, right? And just, again, a gorgeous little piece of technical animation, this. Right? They're not hand animating every piece of the staff here, right? They're mostly just static images hovering, like, translating through like keyframe animation, like very slowly just kind of hovering, but they do animate the little bits, right? Those are hand animated bit by bit as they fly down and reattach themselves. Like that metal piece there. Here's another Kuleshov effect, right? Like the juxtaposition of two elements evoking a feeling, right? We see the staff slowly being put together, being repaired. Then we cut back to him, and we see that little waver in his eyes, right? From just the light effect of the spell that he's casting. And then we get this thing like, I apologize for calling it trash. This was well maintained, right? Like clearly, he sees in the object something that moves him a little bit. Like something that makes him go, no, actually, this is worth repairing. This is worth putting back together, even though it may be completely shattered. And then again, right, the way that relates back to his character, right? His dreams have just been shattered, right? Like he was so fucking close to passing the goddamn test, right? Like, he is a broken man at this point. Like annoyed, frustrated, tired, sad. But he sees it's a good, well-maintained staff, right? And maybe it's worth putting back together. And that relates to his character as well, right? This is also him displaying an interesting competence that I like. Again, the thing that broke him apart was all of the combat, the battle, the fighting down in the tomb, right? That's the thing that broke him. That's the thing that shattered him. The thing that seems to put him back together is just using a little spell to put some broken bits of junk back together. Right? Like this seems more like a moment of healing for him as well. This seems like a moment when he sort of recenters himself and finds himself and maybe feels a little like he complains and complains and complains, right? But this seems like a moment when he starts to feel a little better because he's putting something back together, right? Rather than using his magic to tear it apart. And I like that. Like as an idea. Again, this thing about like what is magic for, right? Is it for blasting things to pieces and blowing things up, or is it for doing the little household chores? Putting something broken back together. Getting oil out of a pan. But anyway, I like that the show went the other direction from what I said, right? That Frieren goes to all of the trouble of, like, Frieren has the initial conversation with Fern, which is like, yeah, the staff is broken, throw it out. It's done. And Fern is like, utterly unwilling to do it. And Frieren doesn't understand why, necessarily. She doesn't quite comprehend what it is that's so important about it. But once she understands that it is important to Fern, right, that it is important to Fern to have this object, this thing that connects her to Hyder, right, to her adoptive father. Once she understands that this thing is important to her, then she takes the time and trouble, right? Like, then she goes and finds, like, the one guy in town who could possibly repair it and emotionally manipulates him into doing it. I like that. I like that we not that. I like that. Again, the example I found, like I mentioned, of like the family photos burnt in a house fire or whatever. You know, going back through digital archives and like finding them and recreating them and printing out a whole new book of those photos for someone to replace what is lost. That's also a meaningful way to carry the past forward with you. Is to try and put these things back together. The objects can mean many things. I do love these little floaty repair animations. They're lovely. Like, lots of corners cut, but good corners. Like corners that emphasize it. Quite beautiful. Anyway, let's keep watching. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, just say thank you. Are we not going to get to see Siri? Oh, no, there she is. Philosophy. Lernen. Ah, yes, lernen, learning. Well, she has that kind of time. Has Aura found out? Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I mean, gee, I wonder why, Sari. Wearing the mantle of a king. Or queen in this case. Three, two, one, pause. Bitch. Right, and again, here we get the very explicit confirmation, right? 12 test takers passed is too many. Like, we can't have that many. Magic should be special, right? So a normal third test would be like, oh yeah, just kill all of them, right? Like a normal third test would be designed specifically to kill them all. Just kill them. Just get rid of them. What? They're humans. Like they breed like rabbits. Who cares? They come back. But it will be a peaceful selection. Fair enough. Frieren is in fact relatively unskilled for her age. Again, that's sort of the thing that makes you wonder, just how fucking powerful is Sari then? If Frieren is relatively unskilled for her age. How powerful is Sari? Could Sari have beaten the Demon King if she had fucking bothered? You know, questions arise. You're still the same timid boy. Yeah, I don't know, Sari. Like, I wonder why he's not really stopped being that same timid boy. I wonder why. I wonder whose influence could possibly be responsible for that. It's interesting the way that Sari just seems to refuse to consider her students a reflection of herself. right? She's annoyed that Flamme changes the world, even though she doesn't want it to change, right? As like, hey, Sari, like maybe you taught her something that, you know, gave her the push towards. She's annoyed that he doesn't assert himself, even though, hey, Sari, like maybe it's because you've been fucking beating the boy down. I don't know. Just like, you've achieved this level and yet you don't have much longer to live. You won't get a chance to beat her, even you won't get a chance to fight her, even if it's a battle you could win. I shouldn't take on human students. This is disappointing. Like, bitch. It's like, do you not consider that the things that you pass on might have an effect on the world, on the people? Like, do you not consider that? No, she doesn't, right? Because it's that individualism, right? That hyper individualism. It should be special. It should only be for special people, right? It's the kind of thing, like, I shouldn't wonder. Like, it would not surprise me if, like, there's a story beat here where it's like Siri gets, like, where Siri dies because she terminally underestimates Leonin, right? And he turns out to be like a traitor or whatever. Because she never really bothered to see him beyond just like the conception of him. That she, like, I wouldn't be surprised at that as a story beat. I'm not saying I'm predicting it, just that thematically that makes sense as like a follow-up to her, on the one hand, complimenting him, like, he's strong enough to beat Frieren, but also, yeah, you never get the chance because, like, you don't have the sauce, you're weak, you're pathetic, like, fuck you, loser, you're gonna die, haha, you're old. A follow-up to that would make, like, a typical follow-up to that is like, oh shit, karma, right? Like, is like you hoist, you put a petard up there and then you got hoisted by it, right? Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Didn't he? 3, 2, 1, pause. I'm sorry to pause again so immediately, but like, in the end, that boy never saw the fluctuations in my mana either. Didn't he? Are you so sure about that, Siri? Are you sure he didn't see them? Are you sure? When he said that Frieren's mana is equal to yours, are you entirely sure that he didn't see the fluctuations in your mana too? Very confident of you to say that. Like, when, like, hey, hang on, you just said that guy might be good enough to beat Frieren. Like, maybe, you know, like, again, these are the kinds of comments that a character will say right before it turns out, like, right before it turns out to be the the deadly flaw in their thinking that leads to their downfall. I'm just saying. Anyway, sorry for pausing so suddenly, but I just had to follow up with that. He never saw the fluctuations in my men either. Didn't he? Didn't he? Did he not? Are you willing to stake your life on that? I'm just saying, like, not, again, I'm not necessarily calling that that's what's gonna happen. Just, I can, like, the thread of like narrative trope that connects those two dots is like, it's there if the show wants to pull on them. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, well, yeah. That figures. That's a good thing, though. Uh-huh. The field of flowers, right? Yes. Yeah, that figures. I wanted to take a look at that. Oh, God. My cat is outside. Hermes is meowing. Yeah. There's the cat tax for you. He wants me to open my window so he can go outside. Just a sec. There we go. Little whiner. I don't know if it came across on the microphone. I suspect not, but he was outside my door. Because he wants to come in. And he wants to get in my lap and purr and cuddle, the little bastard. Monster. How dare he? I hate it when he does that. I hate it, absolutely. Oh, it's the worst thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the entire universe. Nothing is better than that. Ice cream and blowjobs, they don't stand a chance. I did want to... a little seduction scene there, right? Like, notice which flower that is. The color on it, right? And it's very much a seduction scene, right? Like, I'll treat you well, I'll take you to greater heights. It is like, you don't have to edit much there in order to make it, have a different timbre or tension to it. Again, I'm not foolish enough to overlook a promising mage. I mean, aren't you? Aren't you? Are you sure? Are you sure you're not foolish enough to do that? And I bring these things up, like, I question whether she's really seen through, like, whether she really knows that Lennon hasn't seen through her fluctuations in mana, right? I question whether or not, like, when she says things like, oh, I mean, like, if I'm not foolish enough to... There's a tendency that happens sometimes in people, in media, right, where if a character says something in a show and just sort of declares it authoritatively, people have a tendency to just kind of take it as fact, right? And that's where I get into some of the annoyance I sometimes have with power scalers, is that they will simply hear a character claim something about something, right? I'll have enough power to blow up 500 planets in my little finger, and then they sort of go, okay, well, he must be telling the truth then. Like, that's the literal, actual, exact truth that's being told there, and that character definitely knows for sure that what they're saying is correct, and so therefore, we're going to extrapolate that if they have the power to 500 planets in the little finger, then because the ring finger is this much bigger than the little finger, they must have that much power, and then we can power scale. Like, that... There is a tendency sometimes in media literacy for people to just sort of take characters at their word when they say something, when they claim something, even like when they seem to back up what they're saying with like reality. It's like, okay, but what if they were lying though? What if they were lying? What if the thing they were saying was actually not true? What if that? Right, like not that that's necessarily the truth. Like Ciri may, Leonin may very well have never seen through her mana fluctuation, and Fern is the first person to ever do it, or maybe Fern is just the first person to ever tell her that she sees through it. like Siri that may be true. It's just, I think part of media literacy is being able to question it. When a character says something, to have in the back of your head, oh, they might be lying, or they might be deceiving, fooling themselves, or they might just be wrong, right? They might just not be correct. They might just not know everything. Because certainly in media for younger viewers, not necessarily just children's media, it's certainly true that a lot of the time characters will just say things out loud that are just true. Like explain the premise of what's happening, spell it out literally so that the audience can always follow it, right? Because it's for younger audiences that have lower levels of media literacy oftentimes. So like they need that little bit of guidance. I believe Frieren is a seinen, right? It seems to be targeted a little bit at a slightly older audience. And so I can't help but like I want to bring that I have that instinct to question, to say like, oh, maybe she's full of shit, right? Maybe Sari is just wrong. However powerful she is, maybe she doesn't know everything. Maybe she has underestimated a lot of people. Like Frieren underestimates Fern. She says that outright also, right? Like that she knows this of herself. She underestimates Fern, someone she spends all of her time with, because she still kind of sees Fern as a child, right? Like that's sort of the implication of their relationship, is that Frieren keeps seeing Fern as a child, even though Fern is growing up. So Frieren underestimates Fern. That's the crux of how they beat the clone. Much in the same way, maybe Sari, who has had Lernen since he was a little boy, maybe not a little boy, but a young boy, a younger man, maybe even though she spent all that time with him, she underestimates him too. Not impossible. Again, not saying that I know that's where things are going, just I think it should be kept in mind. Hi, Hermes. Hi, baby. Please don't bite my knees. No? Okay. Yes, yes, hi. What? 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 Yes, it's cold outside. You wanted to go out. His siblings are still outside, but he came back in and started like rubbing up against me with his cold paws. Little man. Anyway, that was a good season of anime. I know there's one episode left, but that'll be the denouement, right? That'll be the wrap up and setting up whatever the next arc of the journey is going to be, where hopefully Stark gets to have a scene or two. Like, where hopefully Stark gets to do something. Well, he did. He got to dance. Well, was that this season? Or was the ballroom scene before the transition to the new opening? I don't remember. Tell me in the comments. It's free engagement for me. And also, I'm curious to know, actually. So let's move on to the last one. Let us move on to the last one. But before that, also self-promotion. Those people, members of the channel for more than a month, they get to be on the screen. And also, they get early access. That actually, not just yet, everyone who's been a member of the channel, that you don't have to be a member for a full month. Everyone who's a member of the channel gets early access to episodes of stuff on this channel when I finish it. Sometimes that early access is a few hours. Sometimes that early access is like weeks, depending on things. So that's there. It's not really consistent, but it's $1 a month, so you kind of, you get what you pay for. So that's there. You can have that if you want. I also have a Patreon, merchandise store, blah, 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 etc. Like, comment, subscribe, do things, YouTube, blah, blah, bye-bye.